tale of two halves for us. I thought we played very well in the first half. Thought we played really hard. Defense was really good. I thought we shared the ball offensively. The only negative for the first half, and it thing carried over through the game, was rebounding. But again, I thought the first half was really good. The start of the second half, we had a turnover right away, but then we pushed the lead up to 23. And then from there, we just kind of hung on. We didn't play as well. I think we were a little tired, and maybe a mistake that I made. We practiced really hard Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And perhaps it was a little bit too much, 3 days in a row and then to come out, because I thought we were just tired in the second half. But, again, our defense for the most part was pretty good throughout. The team was averaging 74. We held them to 54, 30% shooting. Their three best players that were all averaging double figures had 10, 5, and 7. The kid that was averaging 17 had 7. The kid that had 10, Raymond, took him 22 shots to get it. So that part was good. Our offense, we just became very stagnant in the second half. But I'm pleased, really happy for Terrell Brown to set the school record for block shots. I thought, especially in the first half, I thought he came in and really gave us a presence on both ends. He had 7 of those 9 in the first half. I thought Cameron Davis's energy in the second half was really, really good. And then I thought Trey McGowan's at the end of the game to close the game out at the point for us. I thought that was really, really good. And so we did some good things. Proud of how we closed 2018 out. We'll recover and get a little rest, get back to work on Monday, and start getting prepared for ACC play.
Is Johnson all right?
I think so.
You've talked previously, Jeff, about how you worry about every game. With this one coming off the break, given those factors, especially, and you talked previously about how Colgate was a tough opponent. Did you worry in some ways a little bit more about this one?
Yeah, I did. When this is different from exam break, because even when exam break, they're still here, and you could bring them in and they could do some conditioning, they could do some cardio, we could shoot. We could do that. We did individual work even on the days that guys, like, we didn't practice. And so we did that. They were gone, which they should have been gone. That was absolutely, they should have been gone. They had a great Christmas. Everyone did. But then when we come back, we haven't competed. That's the other thing. Like, it's not even just not play. Like, you haven't competed. You haven't done anything. Even with exams, it's a little bit of competing. I got to stay up. I got to do this paper. I have to study. I have to cram. I have to, whatever it is. So you're kind of competing there. You're home. You're just having fun, which you should. You're relaxing. You're enjoying your family. And then you have to come back. Now you have to get your mind back in competition mode. And so, again, I was really happy with how we responded in the first half and how we played in the first half. And then, again, I think it was tired, and I think it was human nature in the second half where we didn't play as well.
Is Terrell supplanted Kenna as a starting center?
I'm sorry?
Is Terrell, did he play good enough today to maybe supplant Kenna as a starting?
We'll see. We have a week before we play, so we'll see.
You mentioned tired. Obviously, you've got some guys that are going to have to play a lot of minutes. Were you hesitant to bail guys out? And you have guys on the bench you could have played, but you decided to keep basically 2 of the rotation. Was that sort of intentional?
The guys on the bench that could have played, or who? That didn't play.
Well, I guess could have played more.
Well, they didn't play well enough to play more. Look, playing time, man, is not just given; it's earned. And it's not, for me, I don't go into it where this guy should get X amount of minutes or whatever. Or I'm trying to win a game. I'm in complete competition and game mode, and so, the guys that played were I felt like it was the best. Either we had a lineup that was working, or it's a lineup that I felt gave us the best chance to play better. And the guys that played minutes, we had, 8 guys in double-figure minutes, I think. So, it's not going to go much past that, I can tell you that. And that's no knock on anyone, but it's not going to go much past that.
You know, as a coach, Jeff, and for your staff, I mean, what did you all see in Terrell when you first got here, and you know, and what were some areas, you know, especially given his potential with his frame, what were some areas of improvement that you guys have really worked on him with that you felt like if he added those things, he could become that much better?
Yeah, you know, you saw a kid that was long. He had good timing on blocking shots. You know, he had some skill offensively. The thing that you didn't know, you know, obviously the big question about Terrell has always been his motor. And so you didn't know that. I didn't know him. As we got to know him, you see, okay, well, you know, he does want to become a good player. He wants to get better. He's not afraid of the work. It's just getting that motor revved up. And he's worked hard. He and Tim O'Toole and my brother Jason, you know, they get in the gym. They do extra stuff. They do extra stuff in practice. You know, Terrell has worked at it. And it's good to see him have success, not just to block shots, but I thought his presence offensively in the first half was really good for us.
You know, you know, you've talked about the motor before. I mean, have you seen much change in it at all? I mean, you know, is he someone that you've maybe seen that kind of rev up more consistently here?
We've seen it. Want it to happen more consistently, but he has gotten better. And it's a process. You know, normally with bigs, man, it takes them a little bit longer to figure things out too sometimes. And so, again, I like the way he's going, and he did a really good job for us this afternoon. And he's done a good job for us the past few times out.
You said your offense got stuck sometimes. You still had 5 guys in double figures. How do you feel like it could have been even better?
The movement. You know, I thought, you know, they went zone in the second half, and we acted like we didn't know what to do against it, where in the first half when they did it, we just – you know, picked it apart. Some of that maybe had to do with a little bit of the adjustment they made in their zone, but we were stagnant. We didn't move. We didn't cut. You know, we were careless with the ball. I mean, so I think it's that. And obviously, if we defensive rebound, then we were able to get out in transition, and that's where we're, you know, at our best. And we did a very, very poor job this afternoon of that.
Coach, now that you're heading into ACC play, what's your thoughts on the first half of the season?
I think we've done some good things. I think we've improved from game 1 to game 13, which we just finished. I think some guys individually have gotten better. I think collectively as a group we've gotten better. I think our defense for the most part has been pretty good. I think we have been streaky offensively. We need to become more consistent there. And I love how hard our guys have played with the exception of one game. And so I like the steps that we're taking. One of the things I just told them is that after today, you know, it's time to flush 2018. It's over. And I know it's over in the world on Tuesday, but for us, it's over right now. 2018 provided all of us with some really good things, but some hard things, some adverse things, some difficult things. But they're all things, I think, that help make us stronger. And they're things, I think, that are going to help make us better for 2019. And so we took care of business today. We got our 10th win of the season, and hopefully we have some momentum headed into Saturday.
For you, Terrell, what sort of felt differently today? What do you think allowed you to have the sort of performance that you did?
My teammates, for sure. They always push me in practice to go after shots. Then I don't know, just today I just had energy. I just felt different, so that helped.
How do you feel like you've improved, you know, since Jeff Capel first got here, and how do you feel like you're a better player now than you were last year?
I'd say start mentally, and from the summer to now, just the workouts, how hard they were. Then the bigs, our skill is probably much different from last year because just the overall, like O'Toole and Jason Capel, they push us a lot. So it's a lot of strenuous things, and T.O. with the heavy balls up and down the stairs constantly. So kind of just a mental thing. And then just overall practice is just we get after it. So.
You had talked about the mental aspect of it there, Terrell, as a player, especially still a pretty young one.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go about kind of actively working on that and trying to actively improve? I mean, does it come down to, you know, to always pushing yourself? Is it something else? You know, because we've talked with coaches before. You know, they they've talked about your motor and wanting to get consistent effort out of you. How have you approached trying to sort of improve yourself mentally?
Coach O'Toole specifically told me, once you do something good, then how do you top that? Then from there you top that. So that's kind of what we talk. We have a lot of long talks, and it's just constant work. So you can never be satisfied. So it's kind of what it is.
Kind of for both of you guys. I mean, now the focus kind of shifts to the ACC. So, obviously you guys were both here last year, and the team didn't win an ACC game. So, I mean, how's the approach differently heading into this conference slate?
I don't think the approach is different, but just the results that we're looking forward to getting are a lot different. We got a lot of confidence in ourselves, and we got a lot of things that we also want to prove to a lot of people. And we got a really good chance to do it. Really good team coming in here at home in our house. So I mean, we're just looking forward to it. Just keep being who we are. Just keep playing hard and just proving that we're a lot better than even people think we are, and even people who think we're good, we think we're a lot better than that as well. So.
Yeah, me personally, I just kind of just took last year and fouled it. I'm not even thinking about it. I know what the guys on the team is capable of. I know what I'm capable of, and I know what the coaches, they know what we're capable of. And it just comes down to when you play, you show up. Last year is not, we don't even look at last year. We haven't talked about it. Coach said from the summer, he said he wants to foul it, he don't want to talk about it, he doesn't want to mention it at all, and he has it to this point. So it's just we just go out and play.
I know you guys you say you haven't talked about last year, but as two of the holdovers from last year, can you guys speak? Have you guys spoken to the young guys about what's ahead in terms of ACC play, how physical it is, different style of plays?
I mean, we have, but I think it's a collective understanding of just from hearing talks about it, period, throughout the summer when we started working out to now. There's been times when we talked to them about it, but like I said before, when you're talking to a competitor, a true competitor, there is no active motivation that you can, bring out yourself to them. There's nothing you can say to them to get them going. They should already be going. When they look on that slate and they see those games on their conference schedule, that should get you hype itself. So, having Coach Capel, him playing in the ACC himself too, having JC, guys like that, they've talked to us about it a bunch, so, we're pretty much ready. Yeah. And we're excited, so.
Pretty much what he said. The most that we talked about last year was just between the players, just telling them the things to watch out for and just how the game can shift like that. So, but the coaches never mentioned it, so it's kind of just a player thing.
Jared, Colgate really never threatened to take the lead, but what was the biggest difference between the first half and the second half for you guys?
Our energy on defense, I think we kind of relaxed a little bit. In the second half, we were scoring, and it was kind of like a back-to-back, and we were just matching each other. And, that was something that we were kind of getting on each other about in the huddles and when we were in timeouts. We got to kind of pick it back up on defense because that was what got us the lead in the first place. So I think we just needed to have a little bit more energy, and we tried to focus up and get the job done. So,
with 5 guys in double figures, do you feel like having that kind of offensive game is good coming into conference play because there are defensive players in the conference that can take any one score away at any given time?
I think it's good for any basketball team when you can get 5 players in double figures. It just proves that you guys are playing really well together and playing with a lot of trust. So, that's just something that we were happy about, period, just being together, because that's something we preach every day. That's something we try to practice and uphold ourselves to that standard of, being together and trusting each other and having fun when we're playing basketball. So that's just a product of that.
I think you're listed having a 7'4" wingspan, Sherelle. How much of an emphasis was there in the offseason for you on sort of utilizing that length, maintaining your defensive discipline, and even if you're not able to necessarily block a shot, using that length to alter one? How much work in the offseason did you put in?
A lot. One of the workouts specifically was me and T.O. He had me hold the heavy ball, each in one hand, and all the way up. I was stretching out like this, and he had me do it for a minute, and then we gradually would build on it, and it's just to emphasize to keep my arms up and use my length. And to him, he calls them Inspector Gadgets, so he kind of has his own thing for it. So yeah, then one of the drills we do, he'll take a shot, and I have to go react quick and go get the other one. So it's constant moving.
What do you remember the first time doing that drill being like? It sounds pretty
it was hard, yeah, but then you build up and you just kind of know just to do it, and move on.